Richie, Bullington Broadhead. Today we're going to talk about buck fever, how to control it. Notice I didn't say eliminate it because you can't, but you can help minimize it. When you get that buck, even a doe in front of you, I still get that adrenaline pumping through my body, and certain things you can do to help minimize it. One, your breathing. When I have a deer in front of me and I'm ready to take that shot, as I draw back, I am talking to myself, going over my breathing, my anchor point, my kisser button, string on the nose. I'm going through this in my head. I'm going through everything I practice. Remember my practice video? As if. I practice as if I'm hunting. Once I have my bow all tuned in, I practice every shot at different angles, different yardages, as if I'm hunting. So I have the confidence. That's the most important thing to control buck fever, is the confidence to take that shot. Well, other things you'll want to do if you're hunting from a tree stand, which most buck hunters do, is when I get to my stand, my initial setup, I got a yardage rangefinder, and map out your area. Clear all your shooting lanes. Mark something like a rock as 10 yards. That tree's 20 yards. That tree is 30 yards. So when you have that opportunity, you're not second guessing yardage. You're not second guessing distance. You're very confident in that shot you take. Also, when to draw. Most guys, when they first start, draw too soon. They see a buck and immediately, or a doe, and they start getting ready to draw. That's a big mistake. You have to time your draw. If the doe or buck is out 40 yards, don't draw. I mean, unless that's the only shot and you're confident that he's not going to come in, but wait for the buck to call in. I'm going to do a whole thing on calling, how to bring a buck closer, if he should or not, but this is to control buck fever. Eliminate everything in your head so the shot comes natural. Like I said, don't draw when the buck's too far away, because after 30, 40 seconds, you're going to start to get the shakes and your technique's going to get sloppy. Sometimes a buck sneaks up on you. Before you know it, he's 10 yards under you. Don't draw then. Wait. You might get a better shot opportunity, because that movement and that noise can spook him. Wait for him to step out another 5 yards. And when to draw. There's a whole bunch of deer around you. Watch the does. They're the ones that's going to catch you in your movement, and they're going to get spooked. Does do that all the time, and just practice. Your breathing, again, is the most important thing. And just talk to yourself. I know guys who can shoot bullseyes at the range in their yard, and when it comes to that moment of truth, they fall apart. And they're just not practicing what they do in the yard, and they're losing it. So control your breathing, talk to yourself, make everything you can, clear your shooting lane so there's no branches. When I'm up in my tree stand, I go through every scenario where this deer can come from, and do I have a shot? Is there something in my way? What's my yardage? So when that deer comes this way, I know there he is. I got a clear shooting lane. It's 20 yards, without even really worrying about my pins. I know my pins are set a certain yardage, so I know right where to go. I'm not guessing yardages. Also, your pins. Most guys want to hold the bow. Still try to hold it as still as possible. Don't be afraid if your pins float a little bit around the target, your vitals. That's perfectly fine. And the last but not least is squeezing the trigger. Don't punch the trigger. Just slowly squeeze the trigger like a gun. And you shouldn't have any problems. I mean, the most important thing is technique, experience. I can't stress experience. The first time, it's going to be such an adrenaline rush, and a lot of things are going to be going through your head. You're going to be second guessing yourself, and that's natural. But if you do little things to help eliminate certain things in your mind, like, how far is it? Take a couple of practice hours in your quiver. Bring 3 hunting arrows and 2 practice ones, and shoot from your tree stand. Most guys shoot high when they're shooting from a tree stand, because the angle, because of the angle shot. Because most guys practice on the ground level. So Also, get a rangefinder. You know, I bring a rangefinder when I set up my stand and map it out, and that's it. I know I don't have to keep ranging him. I know when he's at a certain point, what's his yardage. I don't have to keep guessing about yardages. I don't have to keep guessing about my angle. I'm going to do another videos on tree stand setups, um, proper height, what's a good height, what's a, you know, stuff like that. But buck fever, everybody gets it, especially bow hunting, because you're up close and personal. You know, when you're shotgun a rifle, you know, you got a 50, 100-yard shot, 150, you still get it. But with a bow, it's really intense, let me tell you. So remember, just practice the little things, and it will help you in the long run. Your breathing, go through things in your mind, your focal points, anchor point. You know, when I'm in the tree stand, I'm always have everything set up so if a buck comes from even a way I don't think he's gonna come, I practice that. You know, you might have to be in an awkward position. You know, make sure from any position you have a good shot. There's something in your way, a branch. You know, your position of your stand, you might have to reposition it to get a better shot. So, again, just eliminate a lot of your thought process, and it'll help control buck fever. And know your vitals of your deer too. You know, you get your heart, your lungs. Broadside or quartering away are your best shots, especially bow hunting. So don't be in a rush to take the shot. You know, he might give you a better opportunity if you just hold a couple of more seconds. So again, can't eliminate it, but you can help minimize it and control it. Buck fever, everybody gets it. It's just an intense rush bow hunting. And for guys who are new and they get their first bow and they get their arrows and they get their stands and they go hunting for the first time, when they get that first deer in front of them, you'll never forget it. And that feeling, you will never forget it. So I hope this helped, you know, a little bit with buck fever, what to expect. I guess experience is the best teacher in life, so that's what's going to help you get through your first bow hunt and your first kill. All right, if you're not confident in shot, don't take it. You know, remember I said in my practice video, be confident in every shot you take in different yardages. Make sure, that's the biggest thing people get is lack of confidence when they're up in a tree stand, because it's kind of new to them. Take a couple of practice, two arrows and practice with it. Shoot it from the tree stand, okay? And experience string jump from a deer. If you're taking a 30-yard shot, aim a few inches low, because deer do have a tendency to drop, and that can alter your shot about 6 to 8 inches. So little things like that. Experience is the best teacher. Find a mentor. Find somebody who can help you. You know, hunting. You can go hunting with them a few times. Don't bring your bow. Just bring your video camera. Say, listen, I'll go with you and I'll hunt with you. Just want to watch how you do, what you do, and I'll videotape it for you. And that'd be a great experience too. That's how I started actually. Years ago, I just went with a couple of guys and I just watched and learned. And when I first started bow hunting, video cameras weren't big then, nor there were cell phones. But I just went and watched. You know, I went on a couple of hunts with the guys. They set up a stand right next to him. I just stood still and took everything in, learned from what he was doing. He was a great teacher. Really helped me a lot. So that's a good way to get some experience. You know, your first couple of hunts, you might just want to go along with somebody and, you know, don't bring your bow and arrow, just get the experience of it and follow somebody, what he does and his procedure. Everybody has little ways of doing things different. My way is not perfect. You know, you might find somebody else has something a little bit better. I'm always learning too. You never stop learning bow hunting. So little tips, buck fever, take care.